Hello children. So I am back again with you with a new lesson today, the last stonemason. Now let us start this lesson, but before beginning I want to tell you the meaning of stonemason. Mason actually is a person. A simple mason means a person who is actually a mistri, a person who deals in laying bricks or even laying the stones, okay, working with stones. But a stone mason actually is a person who is actually an artist who cuts and carves stones and works with the stone to make some statues out of it. Statues or some kind of a sculpture. Okay. Now let's begin with this interesting story. There's a picture also here of a young man, or a man with a hammer and a chisel in his hand. You know what is chisel? A chisel is actually a kind of a thick nail, a big nail, which is hammered, and so that the stone is cut and chopped with the help of this chisel. Now let's begin with the story. The young man flung the hammer and chisel to the ground and cried, "I am leaving, father. I am leaving you and this work. Look what it has brought us." He spread out his arms and glanced disdainfully at the small, congested workroom, the slabs of stone and marble stacked in one corner, and the old cot covered with a pile of used clothes in the other. And the whitewashed walls were stained by many monsoons. The window, bare of curtains, opened into a tiny backyard. Now, the story begins with this young boy, a young man, who just threw away the hammer and chisel which were in his hands to the ground, and then he started shouting, like crying, "I'm leaving, father. I'm leaving you and this work." That showed his frustration and his anger actually. Look what it has brought us. Because he was actually living in poverty with his father, so he was no longer ready to work like that. So he spread out his arms and glanced disdainfully. Disdainfully means actually something like with an insult or like arrogantly. He just looked, okay, as if he didn't like at the small congested workroom. He didn't like the workroom, the workshop where they were living for all these years. The slabs of stone and marble stacked in one corner, and in the other corner there was a cot on which there was a pile of used clothes. And there was a window which did not have curtains. The walls were not whitewashed for a long time. They were stained by many monsoons, means actually by many years actually. They had not been whitewashed, so it was all dirty. So that boy, he's finally telling his father that he is leaving him. After all these years of work, this is all we have. Nothing. This kind of work just doesn't pay. The old man stared at his son in astonishment. Although his voice trembled, it didn't lose its usual gentleness. He was still gentle when he asked his son, "It's not only the money that matters, son. It is the service, our service to God." So he said, "See, it's not about money only. So we are just serving God by making statues of God actually." "Father," the young man grunted impatiently, "times have changed. The stonemason's work has changed too. You can't live on sculptures for temples only. You have to mass produce like all the others in Agra. Come on, father." So he actually wanted to make things on a large scale instead of just making one statue at a time, and that statue, a huge statue, taking a long time. Okay, his father was actually habitual of making the statues for the temples, the statues of lords, the gods and goddesses. And he wanted to move to Agra and sell things of stone carving on a large scale. The lines around the old man's mouth tightened. Now that showed that he was not happy with the son's argument or the son's answer, the mouth tightened means he showed his displeasure. Though he wanted to say something, he just kept quiet. But then he said politely, "No, my son, this is the work I learnt from my father, and he learnt from his father. We have kept up this tradition for hundreds of years, and I hoped you would continue our work." So this man, he tries to convince his son by saying that, "See, I have learned this art of stone cutting from my father, and he had learned from his father, so this has been in our family for a long time, and even I hoped that you would continue." "No, father," the young man replied with determination. "There is much more money in ashtrays and plates for tourist shops." Now, Agra, as you all know, is a tourist destination. Many foreign tourists come there every day, and there are so many tourist shops. So, and they sell things, okay, all the different articles made of stone, the white marble, which is quite common there. So people take things like ashtrays or even Taj Mahal's small models they take as a souvenir. So he just wanted to move to Agra like other artisans. So he said, "There is much more money in ashtrays and plates for tourist shops. I am tired of working for a pittance for the committee of the temple in Srinagar. I am leaving, father." Now, working for a pittance means working for a very, very small amount of money, means just nothing. Okay, they are not paying you anything. And he was working for a temple committee. His father was taking orders from a temple in Srinagar. So he said, "I am leaving, father." And the young man stormed out of the room, leaving his old father, crouching in front of a half-finished marble statue whose shape already suggested its future magnificence. He dropped his hands into his lap and closed his eyes. He began to pray and didn't even hear the hesitant goodbye his son had called out from the door. He sat motionless, unaware of time and place. So the young man stormed out of the room, leaving his old father crouching in front of a half-finished marble statue. That means he was just working on the statue and the son just went out. And it was a magnificent statue on which he was working. He dropped his hands into his lap and closed his eyes. The father was helpless now. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't stop his son. And so he began to pray and didn't even hear the hesitant goodbye his son called out from the door. And the son had even called goodbye, that he was finally going. And he sat motionless, unaware of time and space. So that was actually a very shocking thing for him, that his son was just leaving him all of a sudden. Masterji called Salim, the servant boy, entering the workshop barefooted. So then there was a boy, this small little boy, Salim. He was a Muslim boy. And he entered the workshop barefooted. He was not having any, he did not wear any slippers or shoes. Okay, he just was barefoot. And he just called Masterji. Now we'll continue the next page in my next video.